So recently I've been watching all the A24 horror movies. In this video I'm going over the 8th A24 horror movie, and it's called The Killing of a Sacred Deer. And The Killing of a Sacred Deer follows Dr. Stephen Murphy, who is a cardiovascular surgeon who lives at home with his wife and 2 children. Lurking at the edges of his ideal suburban existence is Martin, a fatherless teen who puts himself into the doctor's life in gradually unsettling ways. The full scope of Martin's intent becomes menacingly clear when he confronts Stephen with a long-forgotten wrongdoing that will shatter his happy home life forever. At its core, the film reframes justice as a strictly severe mechanism where Martin demands an eye for an eye to restore balance after his father's death. In Martin's view, only equal suffering can make up for Stephen's surgical mistake, turning a personal tragedy into a cosmic legal proceeding. This portrayal highlights the limits of retaliatory justice, which is that true equality is impossible when no 2 lives or pains are identical. Stephen's role as both healer and patriarch becomes contradicting when his authority turns destructive and he must choose which child of his to kill. The movie looks at the privilege of a father, showing how a father's power, rooted in expertise and love, can morph into tyranny under existential threat. This twisted parent-child dynamic highlights the fragility of family bonds when ethical extremes like this are forced upon families. Forced to execute a loved one, Stephen faces a no-win dilemma that exposes the darkness at the heart of ethical decision-making. The film examines practical logic and asks if it is allowed to sacrifice one for many, and who gets to decide. And by refusing comforting answers, Lanthimos, the director, shows that moral extremes collapse under extreme stress, leaving only the unbearable weight of choice. Colin Farrell grounds this film with restrained intensity, portraying Stephen's growing dread and guilt with subtle shifts in posture and expression. Nicole Kidman compliments him as Anna, his wife, her composed exterior cracking into raw desperation, and then Barry Keoghan delivers the standout performance with his turn as Martin, with his deadpan menace and unsettling calmness that transforms a grieving teen into an embodiment of fate itself. Yorgos Lanthimos, who is the director, his direction turns a home environment into an absurd nightmare. His deadpan style, creating discomfort through cold framing and stiff dialogue, highlights every moral choice. He crafts an atmosphere where every silence and gaze feels soaked with dread, blurring the line between horror and dark fable. And by stripping away conventional, emotional moments, Lanthimos forces you to grapple with each character's logical yet horrifying decisions, reinforcing the film's exploration of justice, sacrifice, and the unknowable demands of fate. And I give this movie a B+. Let me know what you think about The Killing of Sacred Deer down below, and don't forget to like and follow.